In this tutorial, we're going to be going over two different variations of our tibialis raise. Our tibialis, in particular our anterior tibialis, is the muscle that runs along the front of our shin. There is a muscle called our posterior tibialis as well, which we do work on in other exercises like our toe pin drill and even some calf raise variations. But to focus on this one first, the first variation I'm going to do is for those of you who are at home and do not have equipment available to you. This variation might even be really good for those of you who can't quite control the weight of a kettlebell on your foot, or you don't have access to a tib bar. If you don't know what a tib bar is, don't worry, it's not all that important, okay? This is the variation right now that I want you to do if one, you can't quite handle the weight of a kettlebell on your foot, or if you're at home doing this without any equipment at all. So with this variation, all you need is a wall that you can lean up against and not worry about scratching the paint off or anything. I'm gonna make sure my back is flush against the wall and my head is also against the wall. When we're doing our tibialis raise, I do not want you to be bending and straightening your knees at all. That is a compensation. We do not want to compensate. We want to make sure we're adequately doing this movement. All I'm going to do from here, I'm placing my hands on my thighs, my head, lower back, and neck are all against the wall. I'm just going to pull my toes all the way up and slowly lower down. Pull my toes all the way up and slowly lower down. If you want to start making this harder for yourself, start walking your feet away from you, like so. Okay, the further away you are, the more leverage which is going to be required to really start picking your feet up. You're probably going to find this is going to be a lot easier as well with flat shoes, whether it's like Converse, I'm wearing barefoot shoes, or just going barefoot. Okay, if you're doing this in joggers, it's not going to be a fun time. With that cushioning, it makes life really hard. So same when I've gone further away now, my lower back and neck are against the wall. I raise my toes up and slowly come back down. All the way up and slowly back down. Notice my knees do not move at any point in time. Now the variation for those of you who can do this would be more ideal just because we can isolate one leg at a time and we're going to be using either a kettlebell or a tib bar. Okay, like I said at the start, if you don't know what a tib bar is and don't have access to one, that is fine. A kettlebell works perfectly fine. You may need to wrap something around the handle of the kettlebell just for some cushioning, okay? It can be a bit tough having direct metal on the top of your foot. So if you don't have the toughest of feet, this may be what you might need to do, okay? But all I want you to do from here with your kettlebell, do a leg extension. So you've got that kettlebell up in the air, and we're gonna start sliding back on the box or the bench, whatever it is that you're sitting on. Reason why we slide back is we do not want our knee to be flexing and extending. We want all of the work to be coming from our ankle. I'm gonna hold onto my knee just to help reinforce the fact I do not want it to be moving. I'm gonna start by pushing my toes away from me like a ballerina point, getting as much of a stretch to the front of my shin and my ankle as I can before I start pulling all the way back. Holding this top contraction for 2 seconds, then we start lowering down again, letting our foot slowly go down to the floor, as much control as possible, pulling all the way back, feeling the burn and the contraction through the front of our shin. You will feel those quads working a lot too, and then lower it back down, okay? Once you've done the required reps, I'm most likely going to give you a rep range on these ones. Do the other side, have a rest, okay? I want you to really push these. The more stress we can put through it, the more blood flow we can get there, the better. Like I said, whether you're doing the wall variation or the seated variation, I'm gonna let you choose, but please save that in the notes, just so that you know the next time you come into the gym or go do this workout, you know which one you're doing and I know which one you're doing as well, okay? But have some fun with these. These are your tibialis raises. Please be sure to send me through some videos of you completing this exercise. Try and get the best angles available, whether it is a side angle or a front angle, depending on the exercise. This way I can make sure that I'm helping you perform the best technique possible for the given exercise. Send through the videos in the direct chat available to you, and then I'll give you some feedback straight away.